So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Nivea Men Post Shave Balm, which is a really good primer if you want your makeup to last really long. It won't budge because it has glycerin, which is going to make your foundation stick. So I'm just going to apply this with a stippling brush. You can also use your hand, so you don't need a brush. So just applying that, and then I'm going to be taking the smallest amount of the Oil of Olay face cream. It's a really great cream for skincare, but I wouldn't recommend putting it on your face before you do your foundation. I'm just taking a little bit and putting it on the sides of my eyes so that when I put on the tape, it's not as harsh on my skin. So I'm just putting a little bit on the side. Any face cream will work, just so it's not as painful when you go to rip it off. But I wouldn't recommend putting this under your eyes because then your concealer will crease. Now I'm just going to put this on the back of my hand a few times so it's not that sticky. And then to put it on your eyes, just line it up with your eyebrow, like the tail of your eyebrow, and just be sure not to tap down too much under eye because that's a very sensitive area. So I kind of press down very hard, but don't do that. Just put it more towards the top. Now I'm taking this NYX concealer. Any concealer will do, or if you just want to use like an eyeshadow primer, that's fine, but I'm just going to blend that out with the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. And then if you are going to do this, just make sure that you set it with a powder, or you can even set it with like a white eyeshadow in the palette you're using, or like a nude eyeshadow. But make sure you set it, because if you just do the concealer, your eyeshadow is going to be very like unblended, and it's going to be kind of tacky still because you didn't set the concealer. So make sure, in this I'm just going to set it with some Airspun loose powder. It's like a translucent powder. Laura Mercier, RCMA No Color, any powder will work, even if it's like the Fit Me or like a MAC press powder. It really doesn't matter. Just make sure you make everything set on your eyelids, and then we're going to go into the eyeshadow. So I'm taking the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette. I'm taking these three shades. First I took the lightest shade and I'm putting that over the powder that we just put on. This is kind of unnecessary, but I'm doing it just to make everything a little bit more full coverage because we are doing such an intense black look. So I'm just putting that all over my eyeshadow, all over my eye area. And then I'm taking that peachy color. Any peach will do. You don't need this exact palette, but I think that this palette is perfect for a black smoky eye. You could use Peach Smoothie by Makeup Geek and Anastasia, Burnt Orange. So I'm just throwing that in my crease with this really great brush, and I'll list everything in the box below. So I'm just gradually building up the color into my crease, and then once I feel like there's enough of that orange shade, I'm going to go into that cool toned light gray shade. And doing this is going to make your whole eye look a lot more dimensional. If you just go in with the black, it's going to be a little bit choppy and not as blended. So obviously the more colors you build up with, the better the look's going to come out. So you can see the whole look is kind of just coming together a little bit now. You could even leave it like this, but obviously I'm going to go in and add some black to make it a charcoal smoky eye. So in case you couldn't already tell, the tape is there just to make a sharp line. That way when we do remove it later, it's going to be a really cool like cat eye winged out look. It's going to be really nice. So now I'm going in with this deeper type of taupey shade. I'm going on with a denser brush, and I'm just throwing that on my crease over what we did. I'm not bringing it as high because I don't want to ruin the orange shade that I just put down. So I'm just blending that into my crease, and rather than taking a lot and placing it, I'm going in with a little bit, placing it in, and then when I have to blend it, I'll switch brushes and use the other one that I used. Okay, so I'm just taking off the tape now because I already have my line, and then we could just go in with the black after, but definitely keep the tape there when you're doing your transition colors. So now I'm just going with a little bit more, and I'm just building it up instead of going with too much, and then it's kind of like too late, and then you gotta start over. Just build it up. I'm taking a different brush now. This one's from Morphe. It was in like a little set, and it has no product. I'm just using it to blend, but I'm using it to blend rather than the other one because it's a little bit denser, and we went with such a dark color. So now I'm just taking a makeup wipe, just cleaning up the sides. We'll have to do that again when we're all done because of the fallout. This is why you should do your eyes first if you're doing it like a black smoky eye. But if you do your face first, then I would just recommend putting down a lot of translucent powder. That way you could wipe it all away and all the black will just dust off your face. Because if you do your foundation and then your eyes, there's going to be so much fallout that's going to get all over your face. So I would recommend doing it first, your eyes. So now I'm going with the black on this Coastal Scents brush. I love the black in this palette. I think the whole palette, like I said, is amazing, but I'm going in with a small amount, and then I'm going to build it up again. If you went in with too much, it can start to look a little choppy, and I'm kind of just taking the brush and like carving out the eyes, but I'm blending upwards with it. It's not the best blending brush, but it does the job. The denser brush and blend it out, and then I'll go back and forth. Just blend, get the coverage of the black I want, and blend. And obviously you could see by the corner of my eye I have a lot of black fallout. So just make sure you take the wipe or the micellar water, whatever you're using that's not too oily, before you put on the foundation, and make sure you go around your face, because if you do have some black in the inner corner and then you go to blend out your concealer, the concealer and the black is gonna mix, and it's not gonna be good. So now I'm just taking that pale nude shade again, and I'm highlighting under my brow bone, and I'm just kind of cleaning up the top so everything's really smooth and even. Just setting my brows with some CoverGirl Clear Brow Gel. Any brow gel, brow tint, or if you want to do your actual eyebrows now. Okay, now we're showing our face. So I'm just going to prime with this e.l.f. Hydrating Primer. I really like this. I feel like it makes your makeup stay on really, really long. And it feels really nice on the skin. And I feel like it does kind of work for my pores. It makes them a little bit smaller. Now I'm taking this Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation Plus Concealer. This is my favorite thing ever. I love this beauty sponge because it has a flat side, so when you're going in with like a cat eye look like this, you can just use that side and blend it up, and you don't have to worry about like touching your eyeshadow, messing up that line. The beauty blender is great too, but mine kind of broke a little bit, so I just wanted to use this one because you could get really, really close to the line. Under eye highlighted because it is such a dark look as well, so I'm putting it under my eyes, and I'm just going to blend this out with it's like a Tarte brush, double-ended brush for concealer, but I also love this brush for eyeshadow. This I got a few days ago, and it's quickly become in my like favorite product brushes category, whatever you want to call that. It's one of my favorite products. So it does apply and blend out product really nicely. I was a little skeptical because I'm so used to using a beauty sponge, but I really like the way that this blended out. And it definitely doesn't take as much product as a beauty blender or like any type of beauty sponge does. And I'm going to kind of half bake. I mean, I don't leave it there for like a set number of minutes. I'm just putting this under my eyes with a damp beauty sponge. Because sometimes baking could dry out the skin. Not in a bad way, but it's just going to like set your makeup. You could just put it on with a brush and quickly wipe it up. I'm just going to put some under my eyes for a little bit so that the concealer doesn't crease. And then I'm going to put it on my chin, on my face, and then I'm going to blend it all away. And I'm just going to take it off my eyes last because I want that to be the most set. So I'm just taking this e.l.f. blush brush, but I think it's perfect for like under eye. But I'm going in with the Physician Formula Butter Bronzer, my favorite bronzer ever. So I don't normally use a mascara primer, but because we're doing such a dark look and you can barely see my eyelashes right now, I wanted to make them even longer so that you could see. You know what I mean? Like, I want my eyelashes to be seen even though I have so much black behind them. So, I'm not going to leave it white. I'm just putting on some right now. And then I'm going to go on with the other one. But I'm going in with a Scandalized because I think this one really, really lengthens, and it's so black that it gives even more dimension. So it's a really good combination, and this one's good too. I mean, it's a lot cheaper than the Lancome one. So if you're looking for an affordable mascara, the Rimmel Scandalized is probably my favorite drugstore mascara. Okay, so now I'm going to apply some ColourPop eyeliner in the shade Swerve. It's their blackest eyeliner. You probably should do this before you put on mascara, but I kind of forgot and I'm doing it after. So do this and then put on mascara, and then I'm just going to coat my lower lashes with the Scandalized mascara. I didn't put primer on my lower lashes, so I'm just going in with the regular mascara. If you put powder again after you put in the eyeliner, just in case your eyeliner does smudge a little bit, it's not going to like cling to your concealer and smudge it up. Okay, so now I'm taking this Laura Mercier palette. It's really, really nice. I haven't really played with the eyeshadows that much, but I will, and I will do a video if you guys want. Do like a blue eyeshadow look because it has a really nice blue color in it. So I'm taking the highlight, and it reminds me of the Hourglass Ambient Light highlights. I've never tried them, but from what I've read, it's just like a glow from within. Because we're doing such an intense eyeshadow look, I didn't want to do like a strobing highlight. I wanted to do a glow from within. So this is probably one of my favorite highlights besides Champagne Pop. I love these two. It just makes you look so glowy, as you guys can tell. I love this. Corner. I think this is my favorite inner corner highlight because it's sometimes when I use like a different type of highlight, like a really strobing one, I have to blend it a lot, but this one is so glowy and like so subtle that it does do a really good job at highlighting, but you don't have to like blend it, you know. It just really like adds a really nice subtle kind of glow to the skin. And then I'm taking the blush, and then I end up switching brushes. I actually use the e.l.f. complexion brush because I like the way that it applied more. And I'm just going to take that blush, probably my favorite blush. I don't really wear blush, but I did it for this video to bring some color to the cheeks. So I'm just taking some more of that powder and putting it under my contour to sharpen it, and then wiping that away. If you want a really sharp contour, you should leave it there for a little bit, but I'm just swiping it away quickly. Then I'm taking the e.l.f. Mist and Fix, something like that. It's like a spray. I'm exfoliating my lips with the e.l.f. lip exfoliator. So now we have a bunch of different lip options. I did quite a few of you guys in case you wanted to do this look for Valentine's Day, or if you wanted to do it just on like an everyday or like special event. Up to you guys. Very subtle, not insane at all. So now I'm taking the Too Faced lip injections in Extreme. This is a lip plumper, so if you don't want your lips to burn for a few seconds, then definitely don't use this. But I'm just doing it because I want the red to look really nice. So I'm focusing it on my top lip because my bottom lip is a little bit full as it is, but my top lip I feel like it's not very proportional, so I just wanted to plump my top so that they're a little proportional. So I'm taking this, it's like a lip crayon, and I'm gonna just put this all over because I'm gonna be going with a red liquid lip type of thing. So I want to make sure that if I do eat or if I do drink something that has like watery or like an oily base, whatever it is, like a salad, you know, sometimes a dressing could like wipe away your lipstick. So doing this will make sure that they're still red underneath in case it wears off. So I'm also using this to line my lips, so it's like perfect when I want to go in with that lipstick. This is what I'm using. It's called Colors Bay, and it's a really good formula. It's not like most liquid lipsticks. It looks like one, but it doesn't feel like one. It's definitely not drying on the lips at all. I don't know, it's just really, really nice. So I'm just gonna go in with that. And then this is what the final result looks like. So I think this is perfect for Valentine's Day, or even for like an event. It's up to you guys. But now I'm going to go with 3 other lips that I thought would be cool if you want to do this for Valentine's Day. Alright, this one is really nice. This is like a Clarins lip gloss, and it's a really nice lip gloss because it has so much pigmentation. Most lip glosses don't, but this one does, and it lasts pretty long. This is kind of for those who want to do a red, but they don't want to like commit to a liquid lipstick that's gonna like dry your lips. Again, the one I used didn't, but like if you're kind of skeptical about wearing a red lip, go with the gloss. It still gives a nice finish, but it's just a little something that'll wipe off in a little bit. Okay, now this next one is my favorite lip ever. I think this is my favorite combination. You could take a concealer or a nude lipstick. I just took one from Revlon, so I just put that on as my base to make my lips all like a lot nuder. And then going with this NYX lip gloss, my favorite lip gloss in the entire world. I recommend this. It is insane. It smells amazing and it just looks so pretty. It's just a simple nude. You could definitely do this by itself if you don't have like a nude lipstick. I mean, it gives the effect because it's so like a very nude pink with a nice gloss. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. I love this with the eyes. So the next lip is a little bit out, I guess, of my comfort zone, but I wanted to do something for those of you who wanted something extra and something different for Valentine's Day. So this is like lip, I think it's called like a lip crayon. It's really, really cool. It smells like peanut butter and jelly. And then I'm taking this L'Oreal gloss. It's like a hot, hot pink. And I'm just putting it over. The reason why I used a lip crayon first was just so that when the gloss does wear off, because most glosses wear off pretty quickly, when it does wear off, you'll still have like a nice hot pink kind of stain on your lips. So it'll be really, really cool once once it wears off.